Good evening, everybody. Welcome into the very first episode of Hype the Clean. Many of you know this show as formerly Swiss Cheese Beats, and the last episode that was put out under the Swiss Cheese Beats name was episode 30. So what we're going to do is we're going to fast forward into the future under Hype the Clean, but we're going to take that episode 30 number from Swiss Cheese Beats, and we are now here at episode 31 of Hype the Clean. So thanks so much again for your patience. I know it's been about a month between videos, but again, I can't thank all of you enough for your patience through the rebranding, through rebuilding the website. If you haven't checked that out yet, you can go to hypetheclean.com. I actually have a free guide that I've put together, including my 9 tips on how to get better faster. All you need to do is input your email address and that'll get automatically sent out to you. So if you have yet to get that, head over to my website at hypetheclean.com. But today I do have a new practice pad to review for you. It's one of the most popular practice pads on the market today. A lot of you have been asking for it. So let's go ahead and jump in and talk about the OffWorld Percussion Invader V3, Dark Matter, and Mylar Laminate practice pads.
Rated X. That means you're extra extraordinary.
Before jumping into talking about OffWorld and the practice pads, this practice pad review is 100% non-sponsored. I don't receive any kind of compensation or any kind of script of what I'm about to go over with you. I just try to find things about the practice pads that I know are going to interest you guys as an audience, and I want to get that information to you through this medium. So getting into OffWorld Percussion, they engineer and produce many different practice pads and practice tools for the percussion community. Their original pad is the Invader V3 Dark Matter pad that you see here, and if I remember correctly, it came out around the mid to late 2000s, maybe 06, 07, at least that's when I recall first seeing them. And I can say that this is probably one of the 2 or 3 most popular practice pads out on the market today. I mean, you don't really walk into band halls or walk into camps and not see somebody drumming on an Invader of some variation. Speaking of, they do make many variations of these practice pads. We're going to cover 2 today, but there is also the Scojo version. They also made a special edition one for Tap Space that we'll be reviewing later on in the show, thanks to Jeff Kaale hooking us up at TMEA. But these 2, being the Dark Matter and the Mylar Laminate pads, are the 2 most popular models of the Invader series. They both have a ton of similarities, so let's go ahead and discuss those before jumping into how they each sound, as well as little differences between the 2. The total diameter of both pads is 13.5 inches. I know that 13.5 inches sounds a little bit like a weird number, but it actually fits perfectly on the top of a 14-inch snare drum, whether it's a marching snare drum. Wouldn't recommend setting it on a concert snare drum just because of the weight, but they do fit perfectly inside any 14-inch diameter drum. Now, of the 13.5 inches, the playing surface, which is the inside of the rims, is 12 inches in diameter. So you're gonna have plenty of room, just like an actual drum, to have edge, middle, and center on the pad, and have it feeling pretty close to the actual measurements of playing on an actual drum. The total thickness of the pad is about 1.5 inches, and that's measuring from the bottom of the pad to the top of the rim. In fact, the rim sits about 3/8 of an inch above the playing surface, which is pretty close to the actual measurements of a marching snare drum. The other cool thing about these models is that they have a bottom playing surface that is also dark matter. And in fact, this is about 1/8 of an inch in thickness, so you're still gonna have a little bit different feel, a little bit different give. You're basically gonna have a secondary playing surface on the bottom side of these pads. On the V3 model you see here, the playing surface here is 3/16 of an inch in thickness, and it weighs right at about 4.5 pounds. Getting into the Mylar Laminate model, we do have a very cool color scheme here with the red rim as well as the blue chameleon color Mylar. And you can kind of see it change colors here, so that's pretty cool. Underneath this playing surface, you still do have the dark matter, which measures 3/16 of an inch, just like the original V3. But this playing surface does add a little bit extra thickness. It's a combination of both the playing surface as well as the adhesive layers. Measures right at about 19 millimeters or 0.019 of an inch. So you're really talking just a fraction thicker than the original V3 playing surface. And of course, because that is such a minor difference as far as thickness, it's not going to make any difference as far as the weight goes. This one also weighs in at 4.5 pounds. And one last thing about the build, as many of you know by now, I absolutely hate carrying my practice pads around by hand. I love for them to be able to fit inside my backpack, so we got to do the backpack test on this. And of course, as you can see, these pack the backpack test. So getting into first the V3 and how it feels, the action is pretty quick. That 3/16 of an inch in thickness playing surface does give you quite a bit of rebound, but you still do feel that little bit of give that you would feel on a Kevlar head when you are compressing the air through the actual drum, making the drum resonate. So that's really advantageous because it keeps that awkwardness from when you jump to a pad to a drum or vice versa to a minimum. The frequency that's created whenever you hit the pad is that middle to upper middle frequency, so you never really have an issue hearing yourself on any of the dynamic ranges or in any type of practice environment, which is really nice. And again, because of the rim being a little bit elevated above the playing surface, the rim shot sound you're going to get is going to be nice and full. Getting into the Mylar pad, everything's pretty much the same as far as feel. The only thing is that because of this playing surface, everything's going to have a much snappier sound. The rebound's going to be even a little bit faster. The tone you're going to produce is going to be of the higher frequency level, so you definitely won't have any issue hearing yourself in any type of practice environment. But as far as feel goes, I will say that this playing surface feels more like an extra cranked top head. So let's go ahead and jump into the playing test. I'm actually going to do 3 playing tests. It's going to be one on the original Invader V3, one on the Mylar Laminate, and then one on the bottom side. The bottom side on both are exactly the same. So it's going to be the bottom side with the dark matter, so you can hear how that sounds as well. I'm going to play some basic fundamental exercises as well as a musical excerpt. And I also left you a couple of Amazon links down below. That way, if you want to purchase one of these, you can use one of those links. These are Amazon affiliate links, meaning if you want to support the channel, you want to support the cause, the website, if you make a purchase through one of those links, Amazon will send me a commission for referring you to shopping through Amazon. So you don't have to, but if you want to support the cause, feel free to use one of those links down below. Let's go ahead and jump into the playing test. before finishing out, I would like to give you guys a little trick, which was actually handed down to me from the guys over at OffWorld Percussion. You can see how shiny and lovely the surface is. And the way to keep this nice and conditioned is if you buy any kind of Armor All or Turtle Wax that you can use on the inside of a car, it works perfectly fine to shine the surface right up, get out any scuffs. In fact, you can buy it like at a Target or any kind of place that sells detailing supplies. So just grab some Armor All, put it on like a soft microfiber cloth, and go in circular motions. It'll shine your surface right up. So what do you guys think? I already know that you love the pad, so I want to know which pad do you love more. Do you love the original Invader V3? Do you like more of the laminate sound? Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you have any questions that maybe I didn't answer, also be sure to leave those as well, and I'll be sure to chime back in and get you the information you need. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you have yet to do so, consider subscribing to the show using that red button down below. Thanks so much for tuning in. I will see you next time.